Hello, everyone. Good to have you here once again. Hi, Omolola. How you doing?
Hi, Biodo. I'm fine. How are you doing too?
Very well, very well. Good to have you. Hi, guys. Yes, we're back on this post boot camp session. All right. So if you've been following us of recently, you've noticed that we've been having different sessions on our Run Tech boot camp over since last month. So here we're going to have a post boot camp session where we're going to be running you through some of the things that we did during the bootcamp. So, peradventure, if you missed the bootcamp session, this is an opportunity to have a live session with the trainer where we get to train you to bring you up to speed. All right. Then you also have the opportunity to ask questions on anything you want to ask questions concerning the application, the processes, what we're going to be building and developing on the call today. All right. Of course, I have the trainer here with us. Her name is Omolola Alfred, and then I'm also going to be hosting you on this course, on this call. My name is Abiodu Akifemwa. So, just before I hand over to Omolola to walk us through what we're going to be developing today, I just want to give you a quick rundown on what this call is all about. So, during the bootcamp session, we were able to build an application. We're able to automate some processes. We did some analysis. All right. So we're going to be developing a facility maintenance application. All right, so we're going to be having a session where the trainer will be walking us through how to build and develop a facility maintenance application. And you can actually have follow the same process and then develop the same application. All right, depending on your own use case or your own business case or your business requirement, you can also develop a simple application that you can deploy within your environment. So, if you are going to be joining us on this training, one of the things you need to have ready or the things you need to have done is to you need to have created your developer's account. All right, so that is the environment where we are going to be building all of those things. So, you need to have created your developer account, you need to have created your list. All right, so Omolola is going to walk us through that development process. But before she does that, the facility maintenance app is a simple application that is actually used to manage facility maintenance. All right. So if you need to make requests concerning a facility, if you need to make complaints, if you need to track progress on the progress of your complaint, all right, to know what the status is, you can build a simple facility maintenance application where you can do all of these things. So for example, our use case was Redeemers University. So students are in the hostels and they need to complain about certain infrastructures in their room, in their accommodation. Probably their light is bad, the electricities are out, the bulb is bad, water is not running properly, or there's a damage somewhere here and there. So instead of going to manually make these complaints at the portal, all right, in the physical location, you have a logbook where you lodge the complaint and then you just have to go back, sit and wait for them to come fix it. We decided to develop an application where you can actually make all of those complaints. All right, you can go there to lodge your complaint, and there's also a facility manager that sees all of those complaints and then assigns artisans to go work on them. All right, and then as they are working on it, you can see the progress. All right, you can see the progress of your complaint, you can see the status of your complaint. So this is basically what the facility maintenance application is, and so we're going to be showing you how to develop it. I mean, this is just like a background. You can also expand the scope of this application and then choose how you want to build your own or how you want to channel your. But this call is going to train you on how to deliver, deploy, develop a facility maintenance application. And of course, you have no one else than Omolola Alfred, who is eagerly waiting to put you through this process. And then we're also going to be taking your questions. So drop your questions in the chat window. All right, we're going to be responding to your questions live and direct. If you have any questions, any technical issues, difficulties, just drop your questions there, and then we're going to be attending to the questions. Also, we want you to take the link of this video and we want you to share it across your contacts. Please spread the word. You see, one of the best things you can do for yourself today is wish to learn a tech skill, and this is one of the avenue to do that. This is how to start out. All right, the year 2022 is coming to an end, so take good use of this opportunity. Share the link to these live sessions with your contact, put it on your status, share it out, send out a PC, invite people to join the call, and I promise you we're going to have a wonderful session this morning. All right, my time is up, and I'm going to hand over to Omolola Alfred, who is going to be giving us a walkthrough. So, Omolola, over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Abiodun. That was,
You're welcome.
a very thorough explanation. So, good morning from wherever you're joining us from. So, I know that majority of people watching this are in Nigeria. That's why I'm just saying, good morning. All right, so this is, like Biodun has said, this is the post boot camp of the Redeemers University. Last month, last month we were in your school. Was it last month, Biodun?
Yes, last month, November ending.
Yes, so last month we were in your school and we walked you through building a maintenance application. We walked you through automating maintenance application. Then finally, we walked you through building a report using all the data that you've generated. So on the group, we found out that a lot of us got lost at the point. So the essence of this is to, bring us up to speed. So throughout the remaining weeks of this month, we'll be having calls like this. So today we're going to be building a facility maintenance application, run you through everything we taught you while we were on your campus. Then the next thing we're going to do is the same automation that we did while we were on your campus, and we'll build more on what we taught you. We're going to be doing that next call. So you're going to learn everything about automation. Then the next one, you are going to learn everything about building a dashboard using the data. Now, this is not all. This is just for this year. Starting next year, everything you build today, we are going to start building on it. You will learn how to make this. What we're going to be doing today, I'm going to just share my screen now. It's just, we're going to do something very simple, just so that you understand how to build a maintenance application. However, like Biodun has said, you can always build different application. While we were in Redeemers University, there was, I had a friend, so I made a new friend, and she's just in 200 level. Her name is Busola. She built another app, not facility maintenance app, just all on her own. She built something very beautiful, attendance application for our department. So I'm just going to, all right. Okay, beautiful. So she built that and using everything we have taught. So basically what we will be doing is ensure that you follow me and you do everything that I'll be doing today. And I'm going to show you now what we have done before. I'll show you what we've done before. Then we're going to just do it again. So if you're lost anywhere, just pick up. Also, you should have created your list. First, you should already have, like Biodun have said, you should already have a developer account, Microsoft developer account. The link is available. Biodun, please help me drop the link to creating a developer account in the group.
Okay.
Biodun or Toby. All right, so that's the link. If you're just joining us and you're lost, you don't know where to start from, the link would help you to create a developer account. Then I have another link for you that would help you to understand. It'll help you to understand Power Apps, Canvas App Studio. So everything that you see here, so is loading currently. So everything you see here is, all right. Okay, so basically what you're seeing here is Power Apps, Canvas App Studio. So with Power Apps, you can build two types of application. The first is Canvas App. The second is model-driven application. So this is Canvas App. However, before you start using a software or using an application, you need to understand the studio. But we'll not be doing all of that today. I have a video already for you. Biodun, you can just drop the link to that video. It would explain everything. It will explain what this is, and how you can put all of these things together. That is just a 17-minute video. It's going to explain this all. What are we doing with this? What are we doing with this? What are we doing with this? It's going to explain all of that. So now, this is the application we built while we were in Redeemers University, and that's what we're going to be building today. So with this, for us to build this, we already have our list. That's your list is a Microsoft list where we are going to store all the data. So Power Platform is a data profession, meaning that you are interacting with data. So when you're building an application, you are helping people, you're building an interface where people would be able to collect data, right? You would be able to collect data to solve something, and that's what we are doing. We are collecting the data of buildings that have gone bad. Okay. Now, when you are automating it, you are automating that data. You are saying immediately they fill this application, send this data to this place, send this data to that place, send this data to this place. That's two. Then the third one I will be showing you next coming week is how to build a dashboard. Like I said, what are you doing with that? You are using the data that you have gotten to make informed decision. Okay, Sapetrol is the oil that gets spoiled easily. Is it because they did not build Sapetrol well and all of that? So the management will be able to make informed decisions. So that's why Power Platform is a data profession. Okay. Now, this is what we've done. We have this first page. I told us that all these are screens, and you can get this using screens. And this is our first page. And this is our second page where a student can fill in the application, can fill in the building that is bad, and they submit. Then this is what the admin sees. The admin would see this. They would see this, the first thing they will see. They will be able to see all the entries that you have made. Okay, so I'm walking you through so you know what we want to build. Look at everything that we've added: Chapel, Queen Esther, Sapetro. All of these things are things that students have imputed, and that's what the admin would be able to see. Then lastly, when the admin clicks on this, everything that you have imputed, the admin can see this and fill in. Once the admin fills in, your automation will pick it up. That's why you need to come for the next class. Your automation will pick it up and send it to the admin. Okay, your automation will pick it up and send it to the management. So instead of, imagine if you go, you work in yourself and you submit a letter and you tell them that, oh, I want to the roof. I'm always using that because the roof of my room is leaking. Okay, and nobody attends to you. Maybe the person you submitted it to just leaves it and say, oh, I'll attend to this next week. But with automation, it will go directly to who you want it to go to. So that's what we're going to be building. We'll be building this application from scratch. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a new tab, and I will just type make.powerapps, make.powerapps.com. make.powerapps.com. I'll click enter. So what I've done basically is just to open another Power Apps Studio. So this is it, and this is home. So this is what you see when you come to Power Apps Studio. So I'm just going to go to create. Now I'll be creating a blank app. And like I told us, there are different applications that you can get. Two major types of application. One is Canvas app, the other is model driven, and there's another thing you can build with Power Apps, which is Power Pages. It is you building a website. Click on create and name your application. Give it any name. Say post bootcamp. Second time we're building this. Format is create. So while this is creating, so you can see get ready. It's going to because it has no flesh. You've not done anything. You've not added anything to it. It's just going to open a studio. That's why you need to get that link. Abiodun is going to drop that link. It will explain the whole concept of Power Apps Canvas App Studio. All right. So as this is going on, what we want to do, we want to fetch our list. Remember our list. So if you come here, select list, you will see your list. Like I said, your list is your database where your data is seated. So I'm going to choose, this is my list that I've created. If you're wondering how we created this list, we have a link already that explains how we create a list. Okay, so the link for how to create a list will also be dropped. So that link actually, it talks about creating a list and building an application. All right, but if you are confused about building application, just stop at creating the list and come watch this video. We're going to make it very explicit. So select this. Now look at this. This is our list, all your data. Okay, so let's go back to Power Apps. So Power Apps is done. So this is what I'm saying. This is your skeleton. This is Power Apps Studio. For you to understand this, watch that video. But as we go on, what we want to do now is, once you finish creating your app, right? This is your app, but you've not add Flash to it. The first thing you need to do is you need to add data. Like, remember I told you that Power Platform is a data what? Is a data profession. So you want to come here. If you come to this side menu bar, select data, add data. Now, be careful to type in SharePoint. POI, select SharePoint, select any. Now, this is where you need your list. So go back to your list and copy this link. Watch carefully. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to stop here. Okay. And I'm going to paste it here. You can see my list will come out. All my lists that I have available will come out. I'm going to do this again just so you understand. I'm going to come here to facility maintenance lists. In fact, you can just come here and copy all of this. Just say Ctrl A, copy. Come here, add data, SharePoint. Okay, select, come here and paste this. Okay, so if you don't know where to stop, just copy everything and paste here. Okay, and it will tell you to pick one of these. So I'm going to pick facility maintenance app. This is my list, and I'll connect. So now it's loading. What you have done now is, if you have done this, it means that you have successfully brought in your data into your application. All right. So the next thing we want to do is we want to insert. Now, once you create your app, you have your screen already. Your screen is your page. Okay. So you have screen one. Rename this. Name it form screen. Form screen. What do I mean by form? This is where you remember that form. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So we want to create this form. All right. So name it form screen. Here I have it as report page, but name yours now form screen. So how do we do that? We are going to just go to insert and we are going to insert edit form. All right. Insert edit form. Now you can see that it says this form isn't connected to any data yet. Connect to data. You have already brought in your data into your Power Apps Studio. What you need to do is to come here under your properties pane. This is data source. So you are going to connect this form to your data. So gradually you are adding Flash to your application. So now that you have brought in your form and you have added, you've connected to data, is loading. So once it has finished loading, it will bring all the columns that you have on your lists. So this basically will enable anybody coming here to put in data and it will store on that list. But what we want to do, we don't want to see all of this, right? Remember, this is what we have. We have just 3 columns here. So you come here and you go to edit field. Remember, your form is selected. That's why you're able to go to edit field. Your form is selected. This is your form, is selected. Go to edit field. Now, here in edit field, you can remove and you can add to. So these are facility management app that we've built before. We have just 3 columns. So come back here and remove all the columns that you don't need. So what are the columns that we need? We need venue name, damage observed, and damage image. So this is what we are going to do. Any edit field and remove them. Go to the select these 3 ellipses, click on remove. Title has been removed. Assign to has been removed. 3 ellipses, remove. 3 ellipses, just do this for all the columns that you don't want to see. All the columns that you don't want to see, just remove it. Remove, remove, and remove. Now we have the 3 columns that we need. Venue name, damage observed, and damage image. But you will notice that how this one is looking is different from how this is looking. So what do? You come here and you edit. So select your form, adjust it. Okay. Let's adjust it like this. So you are going to edit this form. Your form is selected. Ensure that you're not selecting any of these data cards. You're selecting your form. It's selected, and under columns, select 1. So it will change how it is arranged to snap it into 1 column, not 3 columns, right? You have 1 column. The next thing is, remember that the essence of this is so that your students, so the student you're building this application for, you're building it for yourself and your colleagues as people like you, students. You want them to be able to submit any data that they impute. So what you want to do is you want to bring in a submit button. So insert, and you insert button. Drag and drop, drag your button here, but the name says button. So you want to change the name from button to submit so that they'll be able to submit their data. So you can even just say submit report. Okay? Submit report. Now you can make it bigger. So you can always adjust any of the objects you are dropping. You can adjust them. Adjust, centralize. So now we are now about making this app beautiful. Coming January, we're going to do sessions where we're going to, this same app. So that's why you have to finish what we are doing today. This same app, we're going to make it very beautiful. But now what we want to do is we want to just make it functional. We want it to be working, okay? So we have submit report here. However, if I play this, it's not submitting anything. Even this one is telling me no item to display. So you still have work to do. You are not done. So now, every object that you drop into your Canvas app have a property. One of the properties of your form is your column. That's why you can, change how it's looking and all of that. So this is submit report. You're just going to come, select submit report, and you have properties here. These are all the properties of your button, okay? So unselect property, go to the unselect property, meaning that when I select this button, do what? So this is what you want to do. You are going to say submit form. Submit form. What's the name of my form? The name of my form is form 1. It's not descriptive enough.
Yeah, so Omola, is it possible you can zoom a bit so that it's not visible enough for some people? I got a message like that.
Okay. Is this better?
Yeah, I think this is better. Yeah, this is better than before now.
Okay, thank you, Ola. All right, so what we want to do now, we want to select your button. What we want to do is we want to say submit form. We want to tell this button to submit this form. So what you need to put in here is the name of your form. So I'm going to come to my side menu bar here. I'm going to go to tree view. It will give me, this is the name of the form, but this is not descriptive enough. So what I want to do, I want to click on these three ellipses and rename my form. The same way we rename this form screen. We are going to say, you can name it anything, say report form. Report, so it's a form already, just say report form. All right, and you have your report form. Okay, report form. So we want to click on this button now and say submit form. So which form do you want to submit? Your report form. Okay, so type in report. Going to bring IntelliSense will bring the name, it will complete it for you, report form, and you're going to close it. So if I submit this now, it will submit whatever data that you've put in here. It's going to submit it to the database. We're going to do more tricks to our form. So close this. Close this. Now we have this form, but we want to do more things to this form. All right. And I told us that anything you add into your Canva, it has a property. So we're going to select the property report form. Remember, we want to do more things to our form, right? So one of the things we are going to select is the unsuccess of the form, meaning that when you click on submit reports and the data in that form has been successfully submitted to your database, what do you now want it to do? So on success, when that event is successful, I want to do something. So the first thing is when it's successful, I want to be notified. So click on notify. Now, when you click on this notify, you will see here, it's telling you how you should actually write your notify, your functions. Another thing we are going to do now is, Ola, please help me drop a link to Power Apps functions. So all these things are functions. If you don't know, for instance, now I'm putting notify, you're wondering, how did she know that it's notify? Everything is listed in Power Apps functions. So you have all these functions listed. So if you just go there, I want to be able to notify, you will see how it should be written, exactly how notify should be written, submit form, you will see everything there. All right. So it will be dropped in the chat box now. So let's go on. Notify. Put in the text. So what do you want? How do you want it to be notified? Or what's the text you want to put? So I'm going to, how to write text is by, okay, 1 minute. My keyboard is currently in the UK version. All right. So how we want it to, the first thing you are meant to put in the notify is your text. So it has to be in a string format. Form successfully submitted. All right, this is what I want to see when it has been submitted. I put in a comma. So what kind of notification do I want to see? Select, this is IntelliSense bringing it for me. Notify type success. That's the type of notification that I want to see. Then the next thing I want to see is, I'm going to put in another comma, right? And I would say, we can just say 800. That's the duration, your timeout, okay? And you close it with a comma. Now, this notify now is one statement. Ensure you're following me. This notify now is one statement. We are going to put our semicolon. Semicolon means that one statement you've written one line of statements. So this statement, semicolon will end it. It's like full stop. It has ended this statement. Okay. The next thing we want to do now is, when this form has been successfully submitted, I want a new form. I want a new form. New form. Now, which form do I want to make into a new form? Your form. The name of your form is report form. So put in report form. Okay? Close with a bracket. And what do you do again? You end the statement. End. Now, we are going to try this out now. What we've done now is we have notified. Once it's successful, it will notify. New form, it will change this form to a new form. Okay? So, sorry, I live close to airport. So that's why you're hearing some sounds. Okay. All right. So sorry about that. Okay. So we have, this is what we are building. We have this already. Now, if I'm not writing anything, if I'm not going to continue and I'm not writing anything after this line, I don't need to put my semicolon, right? Because I'm not ending the statement. Okay. So I'm still going to put another statement, but let us try out what we've done so far. Okay. Quickly. So currently now your form is saying no item displayed. So how you can solve that, select your form and come to default mode. And from edit, change it to new form. Okay, so let's play it now. Yes, we have our form. So we're going to just quickly fill in. I'm going to choose Sapetro. Damage observed, bad window. So ideally, you're meant to put in image. You're meant to put in image to show that damaged window, the bad window. I don't know if I have any picture here. Let's just check. Okay, these are my pictures. So I'll just add this and I'll submit. So now you can see form successfully submitted. That's the notification because my form has been successfully submitted, right? And it will change it back to a new form so that you can make another report. So if you want to be sure that your form has actually been submitted, if you come to your database, which is your list, right? I'm refreshing my list. I want to check the submission that I just submitted. Can you see Sapetro bad window? You can see, let me make this bigger for people. Okay. So this is it, Sapetro, bad window, and this is what we just, see my picture there, this is what we just added. So let's go back to our app. Now, we are not done with this application. All you've been able to do is that you have been able to do your form correctly. One form done. Now we want to add another screen quickly. We are almost done. We want to add another screen. Your screen is your page, like I told us before. So when you add another page, this is what you see. Add an item from the insert pane or connect to your data. Okay, so we've already connected to our data. Now, what we want to do now is when you come into an application, there's a landing page that you see, and that's what we want to build. Let me show you from what we built before. Our home page, this. So this is what we want to build now. So what you need to do is, that's the first thing you want people to see when they come into your application. So we are going to move it up, right? We are going to move it up. That's the first page, first screen they are going to see. And we are going to rename it. So we'll rename it from screen 2 to home page. Home page. Now this is our home page. What do we want to do? There's so many things that you can do to this to make it beautiful. So I'm going to do something different than what we have in the video. And we are going to insert a label. All right. We're going to insert a label. Let me close this so that you will see the label that we have added. So this is the label. So this is what it looks like. Okay, text label. This is what it looks like. This is your label. So I'm going to make this label cover. All right. I'm going to make this label cover my whole screen. Okay. See, the label has covered my screen, but the label has a text property. Okay. You can see from the properties pane here, you can see that the text property is saying text, and that's what we can see here. I want to clear it. I don't want to have anything in here. So once I clear it and I click out of the text value, the text property, there's nothing anymore inside my label. So if you come here, you can see that under the home page, you have your label. All right, I'm going to change this. We are going to rename. Click on 3 ellipses, go to rename. We are going to name it background. You can already guess what we want to do with this background. So we are going to fill this with a color, fill it with any color of your choice. How do we do that? Now, we have our text label already selected. There are so many ways you can do that, but to make it simple, we are just going to come here to your properties pane. Okay, go down and under color, don't choose this first one. This one is going to change the color of any text that is inside this label, but we don't have a text inside this label. We want to change the whole color of the whole label. That's the background. So we are going to fill it in with a color. All right, quickly, if you're following me, drop in any of your best colors. Drop in your best colors. Drop in your best colors. What color would you like to put? So for this one, we have blue because that's the color of Redeemers University. But since this is a post-boot camp, we want to do something slightly different. My best color is burgundy. So I'm going to turn this into burgundy. So we have burgundy here, right? Now let's peep. The next thing we want to do is we want to be able to put this before we now put these two things. How do we do that? Come back to what you are building, okay? And the next thing we want to do now, you have successfully poured color. You've poured color into your label control. What we want to do now is we want to insert. What do we want to insert? We want to insert label again. So insert label. This time, we don't want to make it a background. We want our label to be our header. And the header will be what? It will carry the name of our application, Facility Maintenance App. Facility Maintenance App. So I'll just adjust this, okay? So how you'll be able to select your any control you add. Just come here, you can see label 2. But like I said, rename any object that you're dropping into your Canva. Don't get lost, don't get lost. Rename every object that you're dropping into your Canva. Come to label 2, the same way we have been renaming, 3 ellipses, and click on rename. So I'm trying to go very slow so that you can catch up with me. Click on rename. So I'm going to rename this app name. Okay, app name. So I'm going to make it, I will select my app name, and instead of text that you can see here, I will type in post bootcamp. Okay, I'll type in post bootcamp. If I click out, it will take effect post bootcamp, but it's so small. It's small. So I want to adjust the property. Okay, I want to adjust the property. If you go down in this properties pane, you are going to see font size. Font size. This is it, font size. So how did I get here? Again, select app name. That is this label. Select app name and come to font size. This is your properties pane. Come to font size, and from 13, let's just make it 40 and click out. Let's see, is big enough. Then font weight, I'm going to make it bold. All right, can you see it's changing? Then I'm going to put it in the middle. So text alignment, select this one. You see, it has changed it to the middle. Now it is black. Black on burgundy is not so ideal. Okay, so we are going to change it to white. The text, just the text to white, color white. So color here. Remember the last time when we were pouring color into the background, it was this one we selected. But for this one, it is the text. So from black, we'll change it to white. You have your post bootcamp. So I'm going to select this app name again, and I want to put a border. I want to put a border around my label. So I will go down and look for border. See border here. This is border. Okay. And I am going to, now, this first one that you see here is the style of the border. From the app we built before, this is just solid. This style is solid. Now we're going to do another style. We're going to do dashed. Okay, but if you click out, you can't see anything because the weight of the border is 0. So we are going to make it say 6 and click out. Okay, can you see? Now you need to select what you want to change the property. So mistakenly, it was background. I selected that label background that we put before. And let me show you what it looks like. Can you see let me click out. You can see a background, right? Because it was the background label that I selected. So I'm going to select this again. I don't want a background. So I'm going to take it away and I will select app name. Remember, it's app name we are working with. I'll select app name. The border for the style of the border for app name is dashed, right? Then I am going to select the weight. I'll make it 6. Now, can you see blue? But blue on burgundy, I don't like. So I'm going to make this the color of my background. Now, how do I do that? Go to border, the color of my border rather, go to border. This is where you change it to dashed, right? And ensure you select app name. App name, this is where you change it to dashed. And this is where you change it to 6. So this is the color that is making it blue. I don't want it to be blue. I can choose white. Let me see what white looks like. If I click out, can you see white? But it's all too, it's not so fine. So that I'll just come here and make it yellow. Yellow on this is okay. Okay, let's just go on. I'm not exactly a color person, but this is good enough. All right, so this is your post bootcamp. So what I'm just showing you is that you can change the property however you like it to be. All of this is not the functionality. This is just the look and feel that you are changing. And this is not even fine at all. If you come January, we're going to show you how to add gradients, how to add other things, beautiful things, okay? All right, so what's the next thing we want to do? We want to add these 2 things so that when you select reports, because remember, this is the first page that you are going to see. So when you select reports, it takes you to this place and it enables you to be able to fill in your reports. Okay, so let's go back to home page and add what? We are going to insert, and this time we will not be inserting label. We are going to insert button. We inserted button the other time. And what we told that button here, on this screen, we told the button to submit a report, right? Now we will not tell this button to submit a report because we are not submitting the report. We are telling the button to come to form. We want the button to take us to form screen. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. Select this button. The first thing, remember, we rename. You rename it. So rename this to submit a report. Submit a report. Oh, sorry. So we name this to report button. Report button. Report button. Okay, report button. And that's what we have here, report button. So that this will help you to know what you are editing. All right. It will help you to know what you're editing. Okay. So what we want to do now is we want to change this name, the name of this button. We want to change it. What do we want to change it to? Something that is very descriptive enough. What do we have here? Here we have reports. But here we are just going to come here to the properties of this button, and we're just going to name this submit a report. Or make a complaint. Or let's just say complaint. I don't know. Give me a suggestion. What can we put? What can we put? If you're still following me, if you come into an application so that you will be able to make a report, give me an idea. Give me an idea. I want to see your comments. Give me an idea. Give me an idea. Type in something. What should we make this? So I'm just going to type in okay, I'm not seeing any message from you. I'm not seeing any message from you. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and I will just type in something. So I'll type in make a complaint. So let's just say report the building. All right, report the building. And that's what we have here, report the building. But this is blue on wine. So we're going to change this color. But before that, before we change the color, we want to tell it that anytime I select this, take me to the second screen. Select this now. On select is false. You're going to speak something to it. You're going to speak to it, and you tell it navigate. Navigate. Select navigate. So where do you want it to go to? Navigate to form screen. So I'm going to type in form, and it will bring IntelliSense will bring the name form screen. Close this. All right, let's try this out. Play your application, select report a building, it will take you to form screen. Come back here, report the building will take us to form screen. So let us make this more beautiful, okay? The same thing we did, select this button, report button, select this button, and we're going to just change the properties. So let's come down. Property color is what we want to change. I want to change the color from blue. I want to make it more beautiful. I will change it into wine. I'll change it into wine. So everything is the same. It doesn't look like anything is different, but I can change this by putting a border. All right. So I'll just put yellow border, or I can change the color instead. So you can be creative about this and make this as beautiful as you want. So instead of wine, I'll just make this into yellow. Oh, you see, I'm changing a different thing because I did not select my button. So background, I'm going to change my background back to wine, and I'm going to select my button. Okay, so this is the button. Change the button to yellow. All right. Then select the button again, and I'm going to put a border around it. I'm going to put a border around it. So instead of yellow, yellow is not looking fine. So I'll just put this. And instead, I'll put a border around it. So I'll select this report building again, and I will go to border. So for this border, I want the border to be solid. All right. And the border is currently 2. I want it to be 5. Then I want to change the border color. If you select this, it will give you this. Just clear out what you have here. Clear it out. Once it is cleared out, the next thing you want to do is you want to make this border yellow. There we have it. All right. So let's play our app. You can see when I over, it's giving me blue. There's a property called overfill. Overfill. When I over on it. So it's so simple. All of this is drag and drop. Anything you need to edit is the name. All right. The name is very explanatory. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select my report button and I'll go to overfill. So I'll look for the property over. So I can see over color here, right? Can you see this is your fill? And we have one formula in the formula bar. I'm going to clear it out. I'll select that fill again, and I am going to make it wine. So when I over, let it just be wine. Let's try this out. Let's over. Can you see? It's wine. Good. So I'm going to select this, and it will bring me here. Now, anytime we are here, what if I want to go back? What will I be able to do? So this is what we want to do now. Select your form. So we are almost done with the page that the students will see. So anybody that comes into this app, this is their first page, right? The next thing is your screen. So what we want to do is, we've done this. When you select this button, it brings you here. Now, when I finish submitting a form, I want it, because I'm a student, right? I want it to take me back to the home page. So you're going to now click the drop down of your form. Okay, so the next thing you want to do quickly, select your form, end this, and say, so now we are ending this statement with a semicolon, new form, report form. So the next thing we want to do is navigate me, right? Navigate. The same way we are navigating from that screen. So navigate me back to where? Back to home page. Beautiful. Let's try this out. This time I choose chapel, damage observed, bulb, damage image, select any image. Okay, let's change this. Okay, and submit. So it's going to loop through all the codes you have written. You see, it will change it to form, it will navigate, and it will bring you back here. So all you've done now, you've been able to do these two things: home page and report page. So the next thing we are going to be doing very quickly, we are almost done. We have about 10 to 15 minutes to go. So the next thing we are going to do is admin page and admin detail screen. So when an admin comes into this page, right, you have made a report. They don't want to report a building. What they want to do is this. They want to update the report that you have made. So what I will just do now is, this is report button. I'm going to select this report button. I'll click on Control C, right? I'll click out and click on Control V again. So I've copied, instead of me redesigning, I don't need to redesign. I have this Control V and Control C. So I have report the building. I will just change what I have here. So I will select this. I'll rename it. I'll rename this just the way we've been doing. Update report. Sorry about that. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to name that update a report. Okay, update a report. So you can already see this button is update. Okay, so we want to change the text. Instead of report a building, we'll change the text to update reports. Update report. Now we have update report. So can you see it has changed to update the report? Now the next thing we want to do is we want to come in here and insert. We want to come here and insert. What do we want to insert? We want to insert our screen. You want to insert a screen, but you don't even need to come to insert before you insert a screen. You can see new screen here. So if you select new screen here, it will ask you, do you want to go to blank screen, or what kind of screen do you want to add? So we're going to add a blank screen. Is our screen 3 perfectly placed? And we're going to change this to all reports. All reports. So it will show you all the reports that everybody has added. All reports. We want to add a gallery. So what is doing this? Let me show you what we want to do. This admin detail screen, what is doing this is a gallery. So we want to come here and add a gallery. So we'll go to insert and we'll just insert a vertical gallery. And this is the gallery. So once your gallery comes in, is currently empty now. It's asking you to connect me to what? Connect me to my data source. So I'll just select facility maintenance app, and it will automatically show all the data that I have in. It will automatically show all the data that I have on my list, right? So the next thing you want to do now, we're going to make this more beautiful later. But the next thing we want to do now is, when I select this, look at what we built before. When I select one, if I select this one, I want it to automatically do this for me. So how did we achieve that? How did we achieve that? We have another screen. So come in here and insert the last screen. Like I said, we are rounding up and we're almost done. So we are inserting the last screen, which is, so I inserted a form instead. Delete. All right, so close this and insert another screen. Just bring in a new screen, blank screen. Okay, that's your 4th screen. So this is admin form. Rename it to admin form. Admin form. If you see, okay, yeah, admin form. And now you have your admin form. So you want to bring in a form, just the way we brought in a form and we made it student form. So we want to bring in a form, insert, edit form. Okay, we're going to make this big, make it big. So just the same way what we did before, we are going to connect this to a data source. And our data source is what? Our data source is facility maintenance app, what we added in the beginning, facility maintenance list. All right, we can see all of this. Now we're going to limit this, just the way we did that. We're going to limit this to show all the fields that we want an admin to see. We're going to take away title. We don't need title. We are going to leave every other thing except attachments. So you go down to where your attachment is. And I'm going to remove attachment also. All right. So now that I've done this, what's the next thing I want to do? I want to just change how it is arranged. From 3 column, I'll make it 2 column. Instead of making it 1 column like what we did before, I'll make it 2 column. All right. So it's to change how this is. And you can just rearrange what you have in your form. Rearrange how it is placed. So for damage image, I'll just bring damage image. I'll bring damage image down. All right. And I'll also bring fixed image down. So damage image and fixed image down. And that's all I'm doing. And this is my form. Now, let's go back to our all reports. So this is where everything is. So I want that when I select this, whatever I select, it will prefill this form. So what you need to do now is come to form. So currently now is form 3, and you know that we want to change it. So I want you to rename yours. I will not rename mine because of time. So I will just select my form, and I will go to the items property of my form. The items property of my form. So I'm going to be giving you an assignment now that we are rounding up. We have 3 minutes to go. So items property, click on drop down and go to look for items in this property. Select item. Now that you have item, you want to tell it that whatever I select in the all report form. So there's a gallery. Remember that gallery that we added, the vertical gallery we added. So type in gallery, look for it. It's gallery 1. So whatever gallery I selected, so it is gallery 1 dot selected. All right. That's all you need to put here. Your item is gallery 1 dot selected. So anyone you select, it will prefill this. So let's just run through our app and see what we have. Okay. So before we end this, remember we need to submit this form too. We need to submit this form. So all you need to do is just what we've done before. In fact, you can just come to your form screen. You can come to your form screen and select this submit report, copy it, right? Because I want to submit, I want to submit my form 3. So I'll come to admin form and paste. So I've pasted my submit form. However, I don't want it to be submit form. I want it to update a report. Okay, update a report. So it will update this particular item. It will update it. Then the next thing that you'll be doing is, so on select of this, it will submit, instead of it submitting report form is the student form. It will submit, we want it to submit form 3. I told you to rename your form. So yours will not be form 3 anymore. You can name it admin form. So now we are going to put in the name of the form. So mine is form 3. Form 3. So let's just walk through our app and see what we've done from the beginning. So this is the first thing they see. If I click on play, I can either report the building. So as a student, you can report this building here. If I don't want to do this, I can come back to home page, click on play, and update the report. So now, when you're updating a report, you can see that updating a report is also bringing us back here. So we want to change where updating a report is taking us to. Okay, select your update a report. Remember, we copied this. That's why it's like this. So instead of navigate form screen, we're going to change where it's navigating us, and it will navigate us to all reports. All reports. If I type in all, I can see all reports and I'll select it. So let's play our app. Now it will navigate us to all reports. If I select Queen Esther, so if I select Queen Esther, okay, now I've not told it to navigate me anywhere when I select anything. So you can see anytime I select it, it's not going anywhere. So go to your all report. And the property that we are going to use, remember, anytime we are selecting, the property we are using is our on select property. So the property you're going to use is your on select property, and go to the on select property. You can see it is false. So we are going to change it. Anytime I select something, navigate me to where? Navigate me to my form 3. So navigate me to form 3. Close this. Let's try it out now. So I select SAPetrol. You can see it navigates me here and it shows me SAPetrol. So as an admin, you can change all of this, and your automation that we'll be learning next time would send it to who you want it to go to. So this, we have come to the end of there's still some touches that we need to add. So this is what we did before. Facility maintenance application. We can make a report. You can make a report. You can update a report. So the next class, what we are going to be doing, our next class, this is what we've built. We are going to be adding more navigation. So from here, I can just easily navigate to another screen. And that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing adding navigation to this, and we're going to be introducing us and building on the knowledge we have of automation. All right, we're going to be building on our automation knowledge. So this has brought us to the end of the app training. So I'm just going to stop presenting, and let me know if you have any question.
Thank you very much, Omolola, for taking us through this today. We mastered this by continuously learning and building. And so, for what we've done, we expect you to take this as a base and then build on top of it. There's no limit to what you can achieve when you start thinking, can I do this? That's why I'm so happy, because we're asking the right set of questions. Example by Oluwani Shola Aziz, constantly asking, can I have this kind of pictures? Can I insert this? Yes, you can. As you are having those pictures, or having those questions and questions in your mind, or trying to question your curiosity and creativity. Oh, can we add this? Can we do this? Yes, you can. And I want to assure you that you can easily search on Google. Oh, how can I do this here? How can I do that here? And augment what we've taught you with additional resources that are out there, and you see how powerful and how quickly you're able to develop and evolve. Once again, thank you very much, Omolola, and thanks for you guys waiting and being on this call up to this point. We are not doing this just to occupy your time. We are doing this to truly prepare you and give you the edge over others. And this is it. So please go back to this video, watch, and what you've known now, and you're able to build yours. Share the link. Show us. In the WhatsApp group, I've been able to build mine. You can check it out here. We want to check what you're doing and want to support you more. Thank you once again, and till the next time we meet, which is going to be next week, we're also going to talk about Power Automate there. So we want to take you through this program this year so that next year you are putting forward your best foot. You're becoming champion that you are, and that is how you can take advantage of opportunities. It is not when opportunity shows up and you are like, I want to do it, but some people are more competitive than you because they are well prepared before now. But you're also preparing right now. I appreciate you all, and huge thank you to everyone. Bye and Merry Christmas, because we're in the Christmas mood now in advance. Thanks everyone, and thanks once again, Omolola Abiodun, for the intro, for the support, and Oluwatobi Yusuf, at the back end, helping us to moderate this session on the live stream on YouTube. Thanks, and we say bye for now.